welcome in everyone to this week's episode of Craze's Corner. As you saw last time we were on, we're going to be doing a mock draft today as all four of us are making one team. So there can be lots of discussions, lots of arguments, and no Cordell Patterson being drafted to our team, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But first, we have a couple of news stories. The first news story has to deal with a guy who just signed with the team 13 days ago. Eddie Goldman signed with the Atlanta Falcons just 13 days ago and has now decided after 2 weeks with the team he's had enough of the Falcons organization, has decided it's time to retire. As a Panthers fan, this makes me extremely happy. We love to see the Falcons struggle, so this is great. Some sadder news, Jason McCourty, one of the McCourty twins, has decided to retire as well. Long-time starter in the league. Sad to see him go. And our final news story of the day is that Orlando Brown, along with the other players who did not reach a contract extension, who have been franchise tagged, now have to play out the season on the franchise tag if they have signed their deal. And if they haven't signed the franchise tag, they can sit out if they so choose. But that team now owns their rights under that franchise tag for the remainder of the season. And they'll have to wait till next season to start renewing their deal. It's reported that Orlando Brown was offered a deal that was north of what Trenton Williams was making as the highest paid left tackle, and he declined that. And some Chiefs executive came out and said to some reporter, unnamed executive, said that this isn't the guy that they traded for, declining that deal, asking for more money. So we'll see how that situation unfolds, as one of the best tackles in the league could be a free agent next season. What do you guys think about players who do this? They hold out for more money. To me, I think that's definitely what they need to do. They've only got a short amount of time to make up their money. So to me, they got to do what they got to do. But let us know using the Media app. The Media app is a virtual press conferencing app that allows you to host a virtual press conference from your own phone. There's a new version coming out extremely soon that has been upgraded and is absolutely amazing. You guys will definitely love it. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that, and you can check it out on the Google Play and the App Store. Now let's welcome in our guests, Zach, Jeff, and Will. Welcome in, guys.
Hey, what's happening?
Yo.
We got a fun show today, thanks to Will's idea on the last show. Should make for some great discussion. See who everyone likes and see what kind of conclusions we can come to. We're going to be drafting from the 7 spot, just to kind of put us in a tough position. We'll probably miss out on the top running backs, and we'll be in that position where Cooper Kupp might already be off the board as well. So it's kind of, what do we do? So I think it's going to be a great spot. Let's get right into the draft. There we go. So going off first, we have Christian McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, Austin Eckler, Derrick Henry. Justin Jefferson was the first wide receiver off the board. And Najee Harris, and now we're on the clock with 29 minutes and 50 seconds left to make our decision, just in case we need a little extra arguing time. To me, this pick is easy. But I'm sure Will disagrees with my pick. So
Cordell Patterson.
No, I don't agree with that either. I thought you were going to bring up a different name, but to me, it's got to be Cooper Kupp, number 1 wide receiver.
But I can't. Since I'm sharing my screen, what's the running backs available?
Oh, okay, so running backs available would be your guy, Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook, Joe Mixon, right? DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift, Nick Chubb, Alvin Kamara. We look at the wide receiver position. We have Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs. And those are the only 2 positions I will be letting us choose from. So
the running backs is Dalvin and who else?
Dalvin.
Mixon.
DeAndre Swift, Joe Mixon, Nick Chubb.
It's the highest ones ever.
So
Aaron Jones.
Not at 107. Not at 107.
Too early for my liking. I agree with Zach.
Yeah.
My pick here is Cooper Kupp.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you.
I'm just gonna say I don't think we get a good wait. If we take Kupp, then we're taking a wide receiver in the second round.
We can see who falls, because we could get a guy who falls, or we could,
I
Jeff's
just
talking about Aaron Jones here.
I like
Aaron
the
Jones.
idea that even if Cooper Cup like regresses like
He'll
400
still be
yards, he's
good.
still the wide receiver one. So
Yeah.
I just think from that perspective, he's kind of the combination of safe and high ceiling at this pick. And I mean, for other than that, it would be like DeAndre Swift for me, to be totally honest, or like Joe Mixon if we're going running back.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah,
my gut is maybe Swift is sitting there at 2.
possibly.
Possibly.
If he's there in the second round, I think that's an easy pick. But to me, right now,
Yeah.
I'd much rather have Cooper Cup. Are we all in agreement on the Cooper Cup pick here?
I will
Yes.
refrain from this one. I'll let you three tackle this
All right,
one.
so the three of us have agreed on Cooper Cup. Jeff
Sure, why not?
wanted Aaron Jones at the one.
So
that
that actually went well. That 2 wide receivers
It
went, and
Yeah.
Steph,
So yeah, we
there's
got
DeAndre
Jamar
Swift.
Chase,
I knew he was
Devontae
gonna go.
Adams,
God.
Dalvin Cook, Travis
Yep.
Kelce, Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Swift, Mark Andrews, Josh Allen, and Nick Chubb. So with that, it leaves us in a position where the running backs on the board: Alvin Kamara, Saquon Barkley, Aaron Jones, Javonte Williams, Leonard Fournette. Look at the wide receiver position: CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill, Deebo Samuel, AJ Brown. Outside the top 2 tight ends are on the board. And one quarterback's gone off the board. Zach, what are you kind of thinking here? The link is in the chat if you want to actually see who's available as opposed to
Yeah.
just the names to keep it easier for you. I'll resend it. To me, we went wide receiver. Looking at the wide receivers that are available, Deebo Samuel to me is the best wide receiver available. And then you look at the running backs. If Alvin Kamara is not suspended, he's by far the best. But to me, Aaron Jones
Yeah.
would be the guy I would want in this position.
I'm with you.
Ding, ding.
I'm with you on that. So that kind of worked out well that we still ended up getting him.
Will, what are you thinking? You wanted to go wide receiver if we took Cooper Cup. What wide receiver?
I would actually go with Deebo here. I'll be honest with you. I would go with Deebo.
I just think you're gonna be real upset with the running backs. Our running back 2 is gonna be Chase Edmonds. He might be our running back 1. Who knows?
Jeff, what are you thinking? Aaron Jones here. You wanted to take him in the
I'm
first.
Aaron Jones all the way right here.
It's a good balance, and
he's
All
got.
right.
is this
He's
PPR?
got it's half point PPR.
Still.
So he's still got that upside with the passing volume he's going to see in Green Bay.
Yep.
And Aaron Rodgers really has no official number 1 target anymore, so Aaron Jones could be that. He's got the rushing upside as well. So I think he is a good running back 1 to get in the middle of the second. Drafting from the 6th, 7th to me is the hardest spot to be in. Just waiting and hoping for who falls down to you. So after our pick, CeeDee Lamb, Saquon Barkley, Javonte Williams, Tyreek Hill, Deebo Samuel went close to the turn, Alvin Kamara, and then other big names: Fournette, Elliott, Mike Evans, Keenan Allen went off the board. So looking at who's available now, we still have our choice of quarterbacks other than Josh Allen. Not looking that direction right now to me. Running backs, there's 2 names that jump off the board, James Conner and David Montgomery. To me, I like James Conner just due to the fact that he's the number 1 running back on a team that's going to score a lot. He scored a lot last season. David Montgomery is going to see the volume in an offense that should be improved with Justin Fields' second season, and Matt Nagy's gone, so it can't be any worse than it was before. Wide receivers: T. Higgins, Deontay Johnson, Terry McLaurin, DK Metcalf, Jalen Waddle. What are you guys thinking with this pick? Would you go running back? Are you looking wide receiver? Zach, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. This is a tough spot to be totally honest. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know what I just did.
I mean, I like the idea of going running back here, just because I don't like the drop off that's coming in the dead zone in the 4th round. So I'm with you on either James Conner or Montgomery. I think both, to me, I have the same confidence in both of them. I don't think either one of them. I think just because it's PPR, I think James Conner gets the the nod here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'll go with Connor.
yeah, I was kind of leaning Connor as well. Jeff.
Can't hear you.
Jeff
What
is
happened?
muted and he's sideways. So we're just gonna say Jeff agrees with said pick.
I was reading. He
'Cause
said, "Yeah,
we-
James
we
Conner."
What
can't
happened?
disagree. Jeff is sideways.
Something happened. All of a sudden.
Why is he sideways?
Connor, I see what you guys are trying to do to me. I see it. You're trying to shut me out. You don't want to
Cordell
hear
Patterson.
reason.
No, I think you're shutting yourself down. You
I
think James
know.
Connor's the right pick.
We want to hear it, Jeff.
What the
Who would you
hell?
pick?
I
Who
would
would you
go
pick,
David
Jeff?
Montgomery. I would go
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I think the touchdowns and the PPR to me set James Conner apart because he's gonna score more touchdowns than David Montgomery is this year. He's on the better offense. He's got the better quarterback, the better offensive-minded head coach. DeAndre Hopkins is out for 6 weeks. I like James Conner here. We're 3-1 for James Conner, so I think James Conner is going to be the pick.
Let's go.
Justin Herbert
Alright.
went off the board. T. Higgins, Cam Akers, Gibson, Montgomery, Kittle. So there's 4 tight ends off the board. A third quarterback, Deontay Johnson. And now we're in a position where J.K. Dobbins just went off the board. So we are up. Best available. So 3 quarterbacks have gone off the board. I don't like going quarterbacks early. But you got Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Kyler Murray left. Running backs, Travis Etienne, Josh Jacobs, Elijah Mitchell, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. No one jumping out saying, this is an extreme value. You get to the wide receiver position. Terry McLaurin, DK Metcalf, both number 1 wide receivers for their team. Jalen Waddle. And then you got Michael Pittman, DJ Moore, Amari Cooper, also number 1 wide receivers for their team. Mike Williams, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy. And as the top 4 tight ends are off the board, you got Darren Waller, and TJ Hawkinson left. To me, having 2 good running backs, I don't want to reach for another. I think getting another wide receiver to pair with Cooper Kupp is going to be the way. We know Cooper Kupp is going to be solid all season. He's going to see the targets. So maybe we look to pair him with a bigger play guy. I like DK Metcalf here. Not sure how you guys feel with the wide receiver position. Open to listening to some options. There is a lot of good talent left.
I like Pittman.
That was gonna be my pick. Yeah, it's Pittman or DK, and I feel a little more comfortable with Pittman here.
I do too. DK makes me nervous.
Yes. I mean, if I had to go with one, I would definitely say Pittman. I'd hate to, to do this to my team and to my guy, but I have no idea who the hell is throwing him the ball right now.
Yeah.
Neither one of them gives me pause to say, let's go ahead and go with DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
Right here, right now. I'm scratching my head trying to look and see who else is there. It's Matt Ryan. Are we sure that Pittman is going to be that number 1 receiver? That's the only thing that scares me.
Mm-hmm.
Can
There's
we
lots of
figure out,
questions
think
with
of
Pittman.
another bona fide number 1 possibly receiver with a good quarterback? Does anything come to mind right here?
But you got.
Well, I mean, it just depends on who you think is going to be left. It's too early to go for another running back. The value's at wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Pittman has the highest upside.
Yep.
I
He's
don't
a
know.
clear.
Good.
I feel more comfortable about Pittman with Matt Ryan than anybody. Because who else is Waddle? I don't know about Waddle. I think Waddle's going to be a great player. I just don't know where he is this year fantasy-wise.
Yeah, he's got that guy throwing him the ball. So you don't want.
It's too risky, and everyone who has a trophy definitely looks at Jalen Waddle as like, the GOAT because he won a lot of people, some hardware last year. But no, I wouldn't go Jalen Waddle here, and how I feel about the Dolphins. But I would definitely go Pittman. I think he's without a doubt the number 1, just on that topic as far as like choosing a number 1 wide receiver here. So just kind of my pick. McLaurin scares me, man. I got that PTSD from him.
Yeah, McLaurin scares me. To me, I was debating between Moore and Metcalf. I think DJ Moore with Baker Mayfield at quarterback brings him a little more stability. And I think DJ Moore's upside would be higher than Michael Pittman's upside.
Yep.
Just due to the fact that I think he's a much better wide receiver. But the consensus seems to be Michael Pittman. So as long as Jeff gives...
Wait a minute.
Oh, okay.
So we're saying that the 4th round is too early to take a quarterback the caliber of Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
Who will not only get you points with his feet, but might even surprise us this year throwing the ball. We would rather take a question mark with Michael Pittman in the 4th round.
Yes.
I personally I see what you're saying. Lamar, this isn't too far off from where I would take Lamar Jackson either, but I just think Michael Pittman is just I don't think he's as risky as it may seem.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, I think he's going to be solid with Matt Ryan.
I think Matt Ryan...
To me, Lamar Jackson is just as risky, if not riskier, than Michael Pittman with the running and the injuries. You know, you get hurt running the football much easier than you get hurt sitting back there and throwing the football. And there's a lot of guys that
was on pace to becoming a back-to-back MVP player before COVID and then the ankle. And now
so look at the last rushing quarterback before Lamar Jackson, who was on pace to be a back-to-back rushing quarterback or MVP. That Cam Newton guy, when he got hurt, that ended his career. He was unable to come back from the shoulder injuries and all the injuries he got from running the football.
And he was built like a linebacker.
And he's built more than Lamar Jackson. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of risk that comes with these running quarterbacks. And will he turn out to be Cam Newton? Hopefully not.
But, Jeff, I think the other thing, too, is, to me, after Pittman, there's not a clear – that's the only clear number one wide receiver left on the board, to me.
I think McLaurin is for sure number one.
He's the number one.
But it's like
it's the number one, and DJ Moore is the number one.
There's only 31 teams in the NFL. The Commanders have been forfeited to fantasy oblivion. I just don't trust them. So when I say there's only one number one left on my mind, it's Pittman. I think if you lose on the quarterback, there's still good quarterbacks that will get you points.
Mm-hmm. Later on.
The wide receiver, I mean, if you take a quarterback here, you're going your number two wide receivers the rest of the way, and I think that makes me nervous.
And that's my thing. If I really felt that Pittman was the number one, if I knew that he was, I would be like, pull the trigger. But to me, I always see the wide receiver field, or just the group. It's a deep field. Sometimes you can pick up a wide receiver too, and he's putting up some very close numbers to a wide receiver one. And you got to remember that the Colts have Jonathan Taylor there. So we're not sure that Matt Ryan is just going to be chucking the ball every down. So, and then you got Hines coming out of the backfield where there might be a bunch of little dump offs there. So I don't know. That's what I'm saying. And I really like the kid, Alec Pierce. Who knows if this kid comes out and just takes over as well. Michael Pittman has had time to actually show, although the quarterbacks haven't been the greatest. Looking at you, Carson Wentz. But anyway, I don't know. I just said
you can get Tom Brady about 5 rounds later. And barring an MVP season from Lamar Jackson, Tom Brady will score more fantasy points.
I'm going to be a little bit of a homer here. My gut is Kirk Cousins. You're going to be able to get Kirk Cousins in the later end of your draft, and he's going to be a top 10 fantasy quarterback this year.
He'll be a top 12 fantasy quarterback.
Like he is every single year.
Like always.
He's
I don't
QB
think
12.
He'll crack the top 10, but he'll be top 12.
He's perennial QB 12.
All right, let's take Michael Pittman here.
Real quick. Michael Pittman or Keenan Allen?
Michael Pittman.
Oh, he's already gone.
No, it'd be Keenan. Keenan for me.
It would be Keenan. Wait, what are the top 5 wide receivers left?
Terry McLaurin, DK Metcalf, Jalen Waddle, Michael Pittman, DJ Moore.
And who's after DJ?
I might,
Amari
what?
Cooper, Jerry Jeudy, Mike Williams, Cortland Sutton, Chris Godwin, Marquise Brown.
Yeah, I mean the wide receiver is so deep. We should just go wide receiver the next 3 rounds.
Yeah,
So if we're gonna do that, honestly, and Zach, I don't think you're necessarily wrong when you hear that list.
Yeah.
And there's still wide receivers after that.
Right.
So
Exactly.
maybe. So what's
You
the
know what?
quarterback?
I might say DK Metcalf here just because I think if they happen to get close to the goal line, I think they will throw it up to him. I think that Geno Smith is going to be the quarterback. He does have a little bit of a rapport with Metcalf. And I'm just looking at the guy that I'm targeting at the, within the red zone. I think DK Metcalf would probably have more looks than a Michael Pittman. But that's just me. But it's
DK Metcalf can break more big plays. That was my whole reason of pairing.
And we're getting a slight edge at the ADP as well. I think he has his ADP 45 on Fantasy Pros. So this is what pick overall. I don't know. I'm not good at math, so
yeah, I'm not good at math.
36, 37, 38. Yeah, we're literally drafting him right at
43.
his value, so or a little bit shy.
So we're going Pittman? Are we going Metcalf?
But real quick, my only problem with Metcalf is if it gets ugly in the preseason, he's liable to blow this.
It's gonna, which is gonna make it even worse.
Jimmy
Right.
Garoppolo is gonna be their starting quarterback come preseason anyway.
It's gonna be Drew Lock. Drew Lock is
gonna be Jimmy Garoppolo because no one else is gonna want to trade for Jimmy Garoppolo.
There's no way the 49ers are trading Garoppolo to the Seahawks.
They will. Why would they not? The Seahawks aren't going to beat them even with Jimmy Garoppolo. There's no reason.
It's never happened.
They're just taking picks away from a division rival.
Right.
The Seahawks aren't good anymore, Jeff.
The Seahawks are the one team that knows
it's their own shade.
We might lose to everybody else, but we'll beat the 49ers. I'll tell you that.
So, you know what? I'm going to switch I'm going to go with
Michael Pittman.
No, because there's so much depth. I think you could get 5 good wide receivers in the next 5 rounds.
Mm-hmm. But there's a massive drop-off, in my opinion, after
Michael Pittman, DJ Moore, and
McLaurin, and those are the last 3 alpha wide receivers.
Then go with Pittman.
So we're taking Pittman. Okay, sounds good. We're not getting talked into a quarterback.
Because they're all going to go. There's McLaurin, and then eventually, yep.
ETN went, and there's Lamar
Jackson. Metcalf still hasn't gone yet?
Nope.
There he goes. All right.
And then when DJ Moore went, too.
Yep.
And Joe Burrow. So 2 quarterbacks went off the board, as well as the top 3 running backs, in my opinion. ETN
would have been a great.
I would have taken him, but I wouldn't take him over. So looking at the quarterbacks now, Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, Russ, and Tom Brady. Running backs, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Damian Harris, and Miles Sanders. Ken Walker, for some reason, is this high up the draft. A.J. Dillon, Kareem Hunt, Cordell Patterson. So, to me, the running backs I like don't come off the board until you get to this Kareem Hunt, Tony Pollard, Devin Singletary, James Cook area.
Well, and look, are we going to talk about Tampa Bay and what's his name being 30 pounds overweight?
He's not 30 pounds overweight. He's 15 pounds more than he was last season. He came out and said he was 245 last season, and he said he's 260 now. So he's 15 pounds more than he was last season.
If you've ever done double sessions, you know the miracle of sweat. You know how quick you can lose 15 pounds.
Yeah, he's recovering.
Trust me, he'll be
too. I'm not worried about that.
You always get one story. One guy's either super fat going to training camp, or one dude's in the greatest shape ever that he's ever been in his life. I don't know.
Yeah.
So who's our quarterbacks?
Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, Russ, and Tom Brady. I would probably wait.
Those top 2.
I would wait.
Yeah, and then you got running backs. To me, no one's jumping off. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Damian Harris, Miles Sanders. No one oh my God, pick
dead
me.
Zone. This is the absolute dead zone.
No, there's 2 wide receivers I really like here with Mike Williams
and
Sutton.
RB wise, I was saying this is
absolutely terrible.
So who's the wide receivers?
Mike Williams,
right here.
I like Cortland Sutton here.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
something. Yeah,
Sutton to me,
yeah,
number one wide receiver for
Yes.
Russell Wilson.
yeah.
I like that. But yeah, it's Mike Williams, Cortland Sutton, and then it goes down to Chris Godwin, who's going to miss time, Marquise Brown, who's only going to be good for 6 weeks.
Oof, Mike Williams. Oof, that could be.
Allen Robinson, Brandon Cooks. Yes, Mike Williams is there. That gives me pause on taking Cortland Sutton, but Mike Williams
Yeah.
is a little too inconsistent for me.
No,
Yeah,
Cortland
exactly.
Sutton. Cortland Sutton's a steal here by the end of the season.
Zach agrees, so that was a much easier pick than the last one. Cortland Sutton coming off the board, followed up by Mike Williams, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Damian Harris. Kyler Murray's going off the board, so quarterbacks are coming off fast. I was hoping Brandon Cooks would fall back to us, but he went, and A.J. Dillon went as well. So now you have Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers at quarterbacks. Still a few guys I like. Running backs, I might look Miles Sanders' direction here or Kareem Hunt. But there's a chance Kareem Hunt could come back to us. He's ADP 78. Wide receivers, Amon-Ra, Michael Thomas, Adam Thielen, Darnell Mooney, Drake London, DeAndre Hopkins, Traylon Burks. Tight ends, Dalton Schultz is still available. Being the quarterback.
Kicker.
There is no kickers in this league, Will. But being that Dalton Schultz is the tight end 7 at this position, I think that's a value. So I'm either looking in the wide receiver direction at Darnell Mooney, Michael Thomas, or Dalton Schultz. What are you guys looking at? Am I missing someone, overlooking the running back position? Maybe Miles Sanders?
Well, let's look at the other teams.
Never Miles Sanders.
Team 5 is going to take a running back.
Yeah.
So we're going to lose, and Team 2 may take a running back. They probably will when they're 2 picks. So 2 running backs are going to be gone by the time they get back to us.
And then we'll have Kareem Hunt. It'll be perfect.
I'm hoping James Cook, but I think you go wide receiver here, and I think you take the risk with the Saints.
I like Michael Thomas here, especially finding out that he's actually going to be in training camp, most likely. But, I'm a guy that likes to reach sometimes. And I'm looking for some running backs, and especially in an offense where, we've only got 2 running backs right now. See, I'm normally
But that's why we're gonna take Kareem Hunt with our next pick and have a bona fide RB1 when Nick Chubb goes.
I mean, if you look at the game logs last year with Jacoby Brissett with Myles Gaskin, that was when he absolutely went crazy. So there is definitely a correlation of Jacoby Brissett making use of the pass catching back, which is obviously not Nick Chubb. So that's that's the case for Kareem Hunt here. I don't like
him here. I like him next round.
Right. I was gonna say it's just too early for me to take
He's the reason
BBC
I
want to
go running back, or I want to go wide receiver here.
Yeah, I mean,
Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas.
See, I like Dalton Schultz here too, because I think he's going to be a top 3 tight end come the end of the season, and you get him as a tight end 7, 6.
I think you could shop tight ends all season.
You can, but if you can have the consistency from Dak Prescott's number 1,
I don't trust the Cowboys. I do not trust them at all.
We know you don't like the Cowboys.
I don't trust them.
Yeah.
The only guy.
Hold on. You trust Michael Thomas more than Dalton.
Yeah, I think the Saints are going to surprise people this year. I think Michael Thomas.
But it's Michael Thomas in an offense without Sean Payton.
And
Michael Thomas is one of the guys I was talking about, but I think there's more risk associated with Michael Thomas and Dalton Schultz.
I just can't go tight end in the 6th round when I think there's other tight ends you can get later on.
Yep. And honestly, there's a cluster of wide receivers. Is Christian Kirk still available?
He is, I think.
How about Juju Smith-Schuster? That group of guys, Traylon Burks, Alan Lazard.
Gabriel Davis are also available.
Adam Thielen's going to give you 10 touchdowns this year.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on where you're looking at this pick here. It's like how, like strategy wise, is this someone you want to just have for like maybe the first few weeks? Because technically, they're like, if we don't go tight end or quarterback, they're going to be the third string, fourth string position, so they could be bench / flex.
But then this brings up the whole argument for DeAndre Hopkins, because when he comes back, he's going to be great. We could have him.
Well, you could say the same thing about Chris Godwin too.
Right.
Well, yeah, but Chris Godwin's gone. DeAndre Hopkins is still available.
Oh, Chris Godwin already went. Oh,
yeah.
He just went a few. Yeah,
and
end of last round.
Go into the mid-season with Cooper Kupp, Michael Pittman, Cortland Sutton, and DeAndre Hopkins. That's quite the wide receiving core. So I might look that direction too. He's got some risk, but Michael Thomas also has some risk. But Darnell Mooney's still there, number one target.
I don't trust Justin Fields.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's just
honestly,
too early.
Okay.
If we really want to balance
let's get some proxies in here. Who are you guys actually? So Will wants Michael Thomas, correct?
I would find Michael Thomas, but I'm looking at running backs, and I'm just looking at
two running backs are going to go. Before we get back to us, 2 running backs are going to go.
Yeah, Rashad Penny.
That's who I was thinking about, Zach. I mean, if he gets the carries that they're talking about, I mean, they're going to run the ball. We don't have DK Metcalf, and those are the only 2 really offensive weapons that they have. We don't know what's going to become of Tyler Lockett. We know they're going to run the ball. I don't know what the percentage is going to be between Walker and Penny, but I do think Penny is going to get, at least during the beginning of the year, a lion's share of the carry.
And for that reason, I would say not to go Penny here then, because I think this is still too early where we want to get somebody probably for more of a long-term role. Whereas like if Penny's maybe the next round or the round, I don't know, it probably won't be the round after, but I think I want somebody long-term this early with the 6th pick right here.
So we ruled out Schultz. So I'm in with either Michael Thomas or DeAndre Hopkins.
I'm looking at Michael Thomas because we got to remember Alvin Kamara may not be around for a minute.
Michael Thomas may not be around too. Who knows?
Christian
Zach,
Kirk.
what are you thinking?
Christian Kirk or Juju Smith-Schuster.
That's who you think is best available?
Because, I mean, look at Michael Thomas could be a complete flop. DeAndre Hopkins could be a complete flop. Christian Kirk just got all that money and with an improved offensive line for Trevor Lawrence all the way around, ETN back to take a little pressure off the top of the offense. So I don't know. I just think, like I said, I want more of a structural piece here. I don't want just like I don't need another.
To me, it's too early for Christian Kirk because we can get him 2 rounds later. ADP is round 10, so I would be fine taking him in round 8 at the earliest.
Yep.
Who's the running backs left again? I'm sorry.
No one good. Miles Sanders, Ken Walker, Kareem Hunt, Cordell Patterson, Tony Pollard.
So Kareem Hunt is not going to get to us.
He will. Kareem Hunt's going to be there. Trust. Kareem Hunt is going to be an amazing pick next round.
Next round would be perfect, Kareem Hunt.
If you can
so if you can guess, maybe Dalton Schultz here, Kareem Hunt next round, Christian Kirk the following round right there.
See, that would be great.
Okay.
All right, I'm in on Dalton Schultz.
I can live with Schultz.
Dalton Schultz.
Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
You can get Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz. Oh well, too late now. I like Dallas Goedert a little bit more, and he's gone.
Why? Dallas Goedert is not better than.
Oh.
That Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz is in number 1, a better offense.
I still think we can.
The connection. Okay, so Kareem Hunt's still available. Is anyone opposed to Kareem Hunt here?
I feel like he's gonna be there on the next turn.
Oh no, he's not.
You do? There's a no RB team.
Yeah, Team 9's taken. Who's the top running back on the draft board?
Kareem Hunt.
He's not making it.
Yep, Kareem Hunt.
Take it.
Take him.
Because to
Take
me,
him.
Kareem Hunt, he's gonna see the PPR. He's gonna see those targets. He's been great with Nick Chubb in the game, so I think that's a great pick.
Yeah.
Hopkins went off the board right after. Pollard, Bateman, Devonta Smith, Elijah Moore, and then Cordell Patterson's off the board, which is great. Don't have to worry about that anymore.
That's so crazy to me that Gabriel Davis is going before Christian Kirk, but whatever. I hope that continues. I hope that's the case. Please draft
I
that way.
agree.
And
So to
yeah.
me, the wide receivers best available: Christian Kirk and Robert Woods.
Oh, Christian Kirk by far.
And there's higher ADP guys: Garrett Wilson, Hunter Renfrow, Tyler Lockett, Brandon Ayuk, Chris Olave, but none of those guys jump off the board.
Well,
Running backs.
Brandon Ayuk could be a discussion.
There's too many mouths to feed for Trey Lance. He can't feed Ayuk, Debo, George Kittle, and the running backs that we know they're going to pound to the ground. So I think he's the odd man out. Running backs is James Cook and Rashad Penny and Melvin Gordon to me. We could
Rashad Penny
probably get one of those on the way back.
Well, I tell you,
I don't think Rashad Penny would be there.
I'm gonna get haunted by James Cook because I do think halfway through the season he's their number one running back, and when he gets in there, you're looking.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be dynamic in that offense by far.
With those three there, I would say at least Melvin Gordon, who might have the biggest point score. He might even have the highest upside out of all three of those. I think he'll be there. So if we needed to go with another,
but if
I'm
we
looking
go
at
with
when are we going to take a quarterback? Who's
later,
available right now, quarterback?
quarterbacks available: Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, Trey Lance, Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins.
Okay,
Yeah,
You can get the next round.
We got to
One,
we got to
two.
shore up that wide receiver in my position because I'm not. I don't love.
three.
I don't love Cortland Sutton as my wide receiver 3. That could be something
so
you
to
look
me,
back
we
on.
can either go with the running back here and Christian Kirk next round, or we can go Christian Kirk now and take whatever running back falls back to us.
I think maybe take Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
with the amount of money they paid him, he's going to be a wide receiver 1.
Christian Kirk off the board. James Cook,
There's
Rashad
Rashad Penny. Damn
There's
it.
Tom Brady. So don't have to worry about that.
Melvin
2 tight
Gordon.
ends. No.
Melvin-
Oh,
Went right before us.
Oh,
Wow.
Damn.
That is
Nice.
tough. So that leaves us with Hunt, Connor, and Jones as our running backs. That's still good.
is Chase Edmonds there?
Chase
He's
Edmonds
gone.
is not there anymore. Looking at your
okay.
running
Oh,
backs,
here
best
he is, yeah.
available is Ramondre Stevenson, Michael Carter, Isaiah Spiller, Ronald Jones, Damian Pierce, James Robinson, Alexander Madison, Rashad White, Tyler Algier, Naeem Hines,
like
Marlon Mack.
I
That's
do like
disgusting.
Damian Pierce. I think he might be the number
Robert
one.
Woods is available. Christian Watson, Alan Lazard.
Yeah, Alan Lazard for me.
I'm between Woods and Lazard. Lazard's going to have bigger boom weeks. Woods will probably be more consistent, but Alan Lazard could be the number one.
do we think Woods can get
Yeah.
through the whole season?
No, and he won't give you any boom weeks. He'll just give you 8 targets for like 10 catches and
Yeah.
What we could
60
do
yards.
here is if we take Lazard and Aaron Rodgers falls to our next pick,
You can handcuff.
and we get the Lazard and Rodgers stack,
Yeah.
all the teams that go after us have quarterbacks already.
Yeah.
So we could go Lazard and Aaron Rodgers to shore up our quarterback and
Sure.
wide receiver positions.
Let me ask you this, because it sounds like everybody just dismissed me.
Yes, we
You
do.
got one possible starting running back left. Do we really think that Marlon Mack is going to start for the Texans for an offense that is going to run the ball? So if we wanted to take at least the last starting running back, I think it is going to be Pierce.
I mean, Marlon Mack to me is better than Pierce, but I don't think either of them will see the important touches necessary to make them a better fantasy option than Alan Lazard.
That'd probably be my second option. I'd say Alan Lazard, Damian Pierce second would be my next for that reasoning. I just think there's a little bit more of a value in Aaron Rodgers' potential wide receiver 1 than even being the starting running back on the Houston Texans, you know? So it's like, I don't know how many times we started Rex Burkhead last year, you know?
True, but it's just difficult for me because I just don't know who that guy is between Lazard and Watson. I think
True.
Watson is a better athlete than Lazard. Lazard has been there for quite a few years. If he was going to do something, he would have done it. He's had a couple of fluke games where he's done very well, but other than that, it's been really pedestrian. So it's like, do we really want to? I see guys get caught in that all the time, thinking because somebody leaves, this is the de facto number one guy, and it doesn't turn out to be that way. So that's the only thing that scares me. I like to go to the upside, where I would look at Watson maybe more than Lazard.
Yeah.
To me, I think Lazard is safer. He's going to have the touchdowns. He's got the rapport with Aaron Rodgers, which is more important than a rapport with any other quarterback. Aaron Rodgers doesn't like rookie wide receivers. He never has. And Lazard is a massive target in the red zone. Devontae Adams is gone. Robert Tonyan coming off an injury. You know, maybe A.J. Dillon is the number one option when it...
The targets that he had because everybody was shifting towards Adams. You know, now that you're number one, you're drawing a number of guys, and I don't know how he's going to handle that. Even look at the games where Adams was out. What did he do? He didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's got the touchdown upside. And like I said, if we can pair him with Aaron Rodgers with our next pick, I like that a lot. As opposed to Christian Watson, I think there's way too much that can go wrong with Christian Watson.
I guess my only thing on that, Zach, is I'm not sure that Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback.
We know you don't like Aaron Rodgers.
I'm just saying.
Aaron Rodgers was good last year. He will be good again this year. But if you guys don't want to go Alan Lazard, we go a different direction. But
Dameon Pierce, majority.
Yeah, I'll go with Dameon Pierce.
Jeff convinced me.
All right, let's take Pierce. We got the wow because we made a reach according to you.
Oh, he might come back. Look, Watson went off the board before he did.
Wow, we can have.
He's right there.
Alan Lazard, right here.
I think now you take Lazard.
Okay.
Yep. Why not?
No questions. We're just gonna take him. No time for anyone to argue.
Oh.
Damn. All that.
It's fine, guys.
No, the draft's ruined.
At this point, we just wait on a quarterback.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So to me, best quarterback available.
You got
Winston.
Is who?
Jameis Winston, but I'm not taking Jameis Winston here.
Just wait. We'll just wait and take Tua.
He's my highest ranked quarterback available.
Who else is available?
Who else is available? Justin Fields, Tua, Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence, Matt Ryan, Mac Jones, Jameis
Tua.
Ryan. Wait a minute.
I would take it.
Oh my
goodness.
None
of them here. I don't think we should go quarterback
round,
here.
Matt Ryan. How do we take Michael Pittman in the third round and not take Matt Ryan?
Fourth round.
Well, hold on. Is anyone actually seriously considering a quarterback at this position here?
If it is, it's Tua or nobody.
I don't think it's anybody here.
Yeah, it'd be only
any value. This is a reach in my opinion.
Look, I think this is a classic moment where people panic. They see Rodgers and Cargo, and then people are shocked that Cousins' fault goes off the board with the team that just took Rodgers.
Right.
And this is when in fantasy football drafts, this is when most guys will make the mistake and panic and not just wait a second and say, okay, what else is on the board? Because I think there'll be somebody to play quarterback at the next round. I don't know who, but it'll be somebody.
So we just got news that Kyle Rudolph signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So with our last pick, we could take Kyle Rudolph for absolutely nothing and have two good tight ends.
Nice. Yeah, sleeper can't update in time.
No,
I still
not,
like
but
break better.
I think Kyle Rudolph. I don't think so.
So what are the positional guys that are available?
Positional available quarterbacks. are terrible. Running backs are not much better. We got Rashad White, Tyler Algier, Naeem Hines, Darrell Henderson, Marlon Mack, Kenneth Gainwell, J.D. McKissick. Gus Edwards is still available.
Nope.
Well, what about Darrell Edwards? Are we not going to have that conversation?
Darrell Henderson?
Yeah, Henderson. Sorry.
It's
No.
not going to do anything if Cam Akers is playing.
What about wide receiver?
Wide receiver, that's where I was just getting to. I think there's a little bit of value. You can take a boom bust type guy. Tyler Boyd is still available, and then you got Jahan Dotson, Rondale Moore, Kenny Golladay, who I've been on the record saying I like in the later rounds because he's going to boom or bust, and you'll be able to drop him if he busts week 1 or week 2. Jarvis Landry, George Pickens, DJ Chark, McCole Hardman. Tight ends were already solidified at that position. So
Rondale, for me,
I would go Kenny Golladay just because I think he's got a higher upside than Rondale Moore with Marquise Brown being there. Zach Ertz is there. You have, James Conner, who we already drafted earlier, so he's down to already like the 5th option in this offense, and Kenny Golladay could be the number 1 or number 2 option in that offense.
That's what kills me, and that's what scares me about the Giants, because you just don't know, other than Kadarius Toney. Honestly, Sterling Shepard is the guy that gets the most targets when he's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't know who the hell is going to be healthy, and we don't know what that offense is going to look like. So, it's just like, who do we go with? Who's in a high volume passing offense right now?
Rondale Moore, because it's not going to be Marquise Brown. Is only just he's not typically a PPR guy. Rondale Moore is that gadget player that can get you. He doesn't even have to do much. He's going to get like 10 targets, half of them out of the backfield. There's a quick screen. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I see the upside with Moore, but I think he could I think Kenny Golladay, to me, just with the fact that he could be the number 1 target on a team where we already have Lazard, Kirk,
you're right. Yeah,
Sutton. We need
you want something that could potentially boom, because if not, he's just going to be on the bench.
Like if Rondale Moore doesn't boom week 1, we're like, all right, week 2 is going to be his week.
Right.
We'll keep saying that until DeAndre Hopkins comes back, so he could just clog up a bench spot. Whereas if Kenny Golladay, if he turns out to not be good, we'll be fine dropping him after week 1, and we'll pick up, since we're a little light at running back, maybe we pick up the number 1 waiver wire running back, right?
All right, Kenny Golladay. I like it.
All right,
it's up to you guys, but I mean,
we made the pick.
at this point, it's
Tua's gone.
Tua's gone. Perfect. That means we can wait longer on quarterbacks because Zach won't have Tua. Rondale Moore is still available. Tim Patrick. DJ Chark is a guy I really like the talent of.
Chark, you never know.
Like, I love DJ Chark. I love what he did in Jacksonville.
He lost in that.
He's the second best wide receiver on the team, in my opinion, after Jameson Williams. But Jameson Williams isn't healthy.
That's another possible one. So it is another, kind of reach.
It's kind of a reach, but at this point, we're drafting guys we might drop anyways. Jarvis Landry is still there. Or we could go quarterback, Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence.
I think you go Odell Beckham.
Who?
But he's not. If he's healthy, he might play in October or November.
It is the 12th round.
T-Law.
I'm okay with taking Trevor Lawrence here.
Jeff was so mad he left. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence right here.
Yeah,
Kirk stack.
I like it. I like it. With I've been on record before. Trevor Lawrence top 12 this season.
Yep.
The value's there. We have.
You guys just kicking me out now, man. What's going on?
Yeah, we had a vote of ownership. You were thrown out.
Yeah, this is a democracy, Jeff.
How this is
you have to start.
Now.
You have to start bringing some guys to the table that are more appealing if you want.
So
to
draft Jeff. We're gonna go boomer bust with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, and then if that doesn't work, Matt Ryan will still be available on the waiver wire.
I would rather go boomer bust with Deshaun Watson.
Well, he's not going to play. He will be bust.
He's gonna bust, all right.
6 games. That's something I would be willing to live with.
But if it's 6 games, so we have our quarterback now. Mac Jones, Jameis Winston, Ryan Tannehill, Zach Wilson, Carson Wentz available for the quarterbacks. Look at the running backs. Raheem Mostert, Khalil Herbert, Chuba Hubbard, Jamal Williams, Mark Ingram. I like Mark Ingram. If Alvin Kamara is suspended, I think Mark Ingram could have a very good start to the season, especially if Kamara misses 6 games. Mark Ingram's a guy I really like there. You get the wide receiver, George Pickens, Tim Patrick, Devontae Parker, Mecole Hardman, Jalen Tolbert, Alec Pierce, David Bell, Van Jefferson, and Odell. Sammy Watkins is still available. We could pair our 2 Packers wide receivers.
For week 1.
Yeah. Just for week 1. We want Sammy Watkins in our starting lineup, and then after that,
I like Devontae Parker here.
Devontae Parker? No. Another good option. I think we can.
I think we just picked our first cut.
Yeah, so
he's the most cut fantasy player of all time.
Oh God, you talk about being burned year after year.
Take Deshaun Watson and stash him just in case.
They already took Watson.
Where?
Watson's gone,
Team 1,
and so is Matt Ryan.
He went right before. Yeah.
I like available. Devontae Parker at the wide receiver position and Mark Ingram at the running back position.
I'd rather go with Mark Ingram. I think it's a sure boom for the first 6 weeks.
If Kamara's suspended. Mark Ingram, we're good with Mark Ingram here.
And anything, it becomes trade bait. If Kamara is suspended, he becomes trade bait, right?
Wow. Sleeper
Pickens
really hates
went
half
next.
our picks. There you go. Parker went off the board.
Who picked Gronkowski?
There you go. Team 12.
There's always that one guy at the draft.
Now, number 2 tight end on that team, too.
I'm going to argue for Odell Beckham here. There is no other player with the upside available that we can have in our last pick.
Have you seen Sammy Watkins play in week 1? Upside is unmatched when we're talking about Sammy Watkins in week 1, bro. Sammy Watkins better drop 40 in week 1.
Odell.
That's upside right there.
Odell.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the running backs, it's kind of crappy. You got Chuba, Davis Price, Jamal Williams, Darrell Williams. We handcuff James Conner, Brian Robinson, Zamir White. Nothing really. Sony Michel. I like Sony Michel. I wish he wasn't a Dolphin, just because that was too full of running backs there. We could go for a second quarterback or a wide receiver. Alec Pierce, David Bell, Van Jefferson, Odell, Jamison Crowder, KJ Osborne, Sammy Watkins, Robbie Anderson.
This is where I would normally reach for a rookie that I think might have upside. But I'm looking at a guy. What about I don't know if he's taken. It could possibly be. Yep, he's taken. So I'll just withdraw that.
Jeff really likes these taken guys.
I'm that guy.
I want the taken guys too. Let's draft Devontae Adams with this pick. What do you guys think? I think he's still a.
Yes.
Wait.
I like Alec Pierce. That way we can.
I like Alec Pierce as well.
Guarantee we have the wide receiver 1 for the Colts.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
rookie wide. What else is available over there for the wide? I mean, if you take a running back here, you're just talk about your first cut. You're gonna cut this.
Yeah.
Well, who are the quarterbacks left?
Matt Ryan,
Winston, Ryan Tannehill, Zach Wilson, Carson Wentz, Daniel Jones, Kenny Pickett, Jared Goff, Davis Mills, Baker, Mitch, Mariota.
You got quite a big quite a decent stable of quarterbacks there.
Tannehill could be valuable just because of the legs.
Winston could be valuable because he's
I
got
like-
a good trio of wide receivers.
I like Winston, but I'm just looking at we could probably, if we had to,
Yeah.
pick somebody off of the waiver wire.
Yeah.
Right.
I want a kicker.
Yeah. So
Nope,
yeah,
no
this
kicker.
is I think this should just be a flyer pick. Like, who's somebody that's available that is just like, you'll know week one if we can cut them or not. You know.
Curtis Samuel.
Justin Ross from the Chiefs.
Justin Ross is walking around in a walking boot right now. We're not taking Justin Ross. He can't.
Josh
he was
Gordon
healthy,
from the
and now all of a
Chiefs.
sudden, Josh
Josh
Gordon is a
Gordon.
pick I could get behind.
Josh Gordon from the
Justin
Chiefs.
Ross is not. But Curtis Samuel is a guy who we could see week one. He's going to be healthy. He could fill in a Deebo Samuel type role for Washington. Ron Rivera really likes him. He liked him in Carolina. He's an extremely talented player. He's just struggled to stay healthy. Corey Davis could be the wide receiver one for the
True.
Jets.
True.
He could be the number. He might not be the wide receiver one, but he could be the number one target. You take a shot on a guy. Tyquan Thornton.
Take Jimmy Garoppolo.
Huh?
No, that sounds like a
Not
terrible
gonna
idea.
do it.
Hassan Haskins.
Derrick Henry gets hurt before the season,
And that's why maybe.
or even you want to just handcuff a guy before the season starts. Donta Foreman.
Oh
Christian McCaffrey
no.
could easily get hurt.
No.
No.
Well, Christian McCaffrey is more likely to get hurt before the season starts than Derrick Henry. As a Panthers fan, I could see it happen.
Yep, it's true.
Just as a guy who we
I mean,
cut before.
the only other guy I'll throw out there, like, legitimately is, I'm not sure Adam Thielen can play a whole season. And KJ Osborne becomes the number 2 in an offense that is going to throw the ball.
Or another guy who I've liked in the past, who's on a more high volume passing offense than the Vikings. Jamison Crowder is going to be a target hog for Buffalo.
For the Bills? No, I don't think so.
They got too many guys, man.
They got too many guys.
They
now.
do, but
He's
it's
just
a
gonna-
security
yeah.
blanket.
He is going to be that Cole Beasley,
Well,
essentially.
I mean, since we had a debate about Pittman, it does make. I mean, if we're really being logical about this, it makes sense to
Take Alec Pierce.
Alex Pierce, yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Jeff, are you in on this pick? We'll get your
I am
opinion on this
definitely
one.
in. I said that
All right.
a while ago.
Alec Pierce. That finishes off our draft. So looking at our team, we have at the running back position Aaron Jones, James Conner, Kareem Hunt, Damian Pierce, and Mark Ingram. I like those running backs. Cooper Kupp, Michael Pittman, Cortland Sutton, Christian Kirk, Alan Lazard, Kenny Galladay, and Alec Pierce at wide receiver. Dalton Schultz for a tight end and Trevor Lawrence for our quarterback. I like the way our team turned out. I think overall we have a nice balance, wide receiver to running back. What do you guys think? Is there someone you wish we had have taken that we didn't get the chance to that could have changed the way our team is built now or just improved upon it? Any picks you regret making?
I'm not too sure about Trevor Lawrence, but I will say I won last year with Teddy Bridgewater and Tyler Heineke as my quarterbacks. So
Right.
anything's possible.
And like we said, Jameis Winston is still available on the waiver wire
Yeah.
if something happens. So there's guys you could pick up. And, Kirk Cousins will be on the waiver wire eventually too. So we can pick him up once that happens because people just get underwhelmed by his consistent 20 points.
Yeah.
So that
I
could
could see Rashad Penny having a crazy week one and us being like, wow, we took Christian Kirk instead. So
yeah, I could see that too. And then
Wait,
week
who do
10
they
comes
play?
around.
Who do they play week 1?
Browns. No, I'm sorry.
The Panthers play the Browns week 1.
Yeah, I was getting
It's going to be
confused.
Cam Newton versus.
He will have a
Baker
crazy week
Mayfield.
one.
Yep. Yep,
He
and then
feels
you'll
crazy week
you
one.
you'll have like a a problem benching him for like James Conner. James Conner will have a week one, and you're like, oh, let's throw in Penny, and then Penny blows his legs out again. You're like, oh my god.
Hey,
Okay, we're
hey,
gonna be
hey.
starting market
Sorry.
after week 1 anyway, so it doesn't
I'm not
matter.
saying anything about any Dolphins players blowing out knees.
You don't have to. It's naturally gonna happen.
That's why they have so many running backs. Is for when Mostert gets hurt, they have the next
Yeah.
guy, Chase Edmonds, will
That
fill in.
is
Chase
true.
Edmonds will
That
get
is
hurt,
true.
and he'll just run through. Come the
Yep.
end of the year, Sony Michel will be the last guy standing, and he'll be great.
That is true. That is
But
true.
overall, I think we built a good team.
Yep.
The weakest point is definitely the question at quarterback with Trevor Lawrence. But if he pans out like he should, the stack with Christian Kirk should be nice. Yeah, I'm overall fairly happy with it. I know Jeff wanted a couple people that we didn't even let him talk about. But I think,
Patterson hate has gone too far.
Yeah, there was a couple times where we could have went Cordell Patterson. I think that could come back to haunt us too.
Disagree. No point in this draft was I thinking about taking Cordell Patterson. See, we took Kareem Hunt, and then my next running back I would have taken was Tony Pollard.
The only guy on this draft board that I may regret is not taking Russell Wilson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to pair with.
I just think he's gonna. I think he's having a good year.
Bring Russ up if he came back to our next pick after Kareem Hunt, but he went before that.
Yeah.
I don't see a huge difference from Russ to Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back, I think I'd probably rather have Russell Wilson than Kareem Hunt. If I'm just looking at team build, like if those wide receivers really do take off, you could be looking at Russell Wilson as like a top 5 quarterback, and there's 0% chance that Kareem Hunt has the equivalent value unless Nick Chubb goes down like week 1.
Because I think, just in hindsight, looking at this draft, had we took Russell Wilson when we took Hunt, and we would have took another running back the following pick, even if Hunt was gone, there's James Cook, Melvin Gordon.
Right.
We ended up taking Pierce.
Cordell Patterson.
Well, if we hadn't taken Pierce there, we would have. That probably would have been Christian Kirk. If we had gone.
I'm just kind of looking at. We've got 2 Colts receivers and passed on their quarterback.
Yes, that is correct.
To me, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, because we want one of them to pan out. We know they're both not good.
But hold on.
Matt Ryan is horrible for fantasy.
But the quarterback we did take his number 1 wide receiver.
Exactly. And his number 2 wide receiver is sitting on the waiver wire if we so choose that Marvin Jones Jr. is going to be the number 1 wide receiver.
He probably will be.
I won't be surprised because he's a pretty good football player.
That's the thing that scares me about
About Kirk?
I think Marvin Jones Jr. might end up being the number 1 wide receiver, even though he wasn't supposed to be. That's usually what he does.
If Marvin Jones Jr. is good and Christian Kirk's good, Evan Ingram can be good, and that means Trevor Lawrence will be good. So
true.
I'll take it.
True.
I'll take it.
There we go.
But yeah, that was a great draft. Thank you guys for all participating. I want to thank everyone for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you stay tuned for next week's show. But yeah, thanks guys. As always, it's been a pleasure. And we might have a special Sunday episode coming out for you where we're doing a Dynasty Startup auction draft. These are going to be our own picks, our own money, whether or not we do it on Shot Callers Sloppy Sundays or we do our own show. We'll probably have something for you so you can tune in on Sunday night and watch us make our picks with our Dynasty team. So definitely stay tuned for that.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
I'll see you on Sunday.
See you Sunday.
Right.
We just been over this, Will.
It's draft season. It's Sunday, baby.
Let's go. Kick off.
Let's go.